Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. I'm Lou Gregory and here's what's coming up today. Luton have to do it all over again in the FA Cup as we go to yet another replay, which these two are absolutely buzzing about because, by the way, they love replays. 2-2 draw with Grimsby. Today we discussed that game and also bring you our live reaction from the FA Cup, which is just about to get underway now, the FA Cup draw. Potentially who will Luton or Grimsby be playing potentially in the next round of the Cup. Dave's with me and Bataro's with me. Lads, you must be absolutely buzzing that we've gone to an FA Cup replay.
Mate, I cannot tell you. I cannot put it into words. What about you, Dave?
I'm loving the fact that we have an opportunity to do the job properly because we didn't do a good job at home, did we? We're lucky to even got to the next round at that point. So, you know, if it weren't for replays, you said...
I was about to say you felt, a quote the other day.
You felt that it was going to go on, that we would be in a position we might even lose.
Yeah.
So let's see.
But what was his exact quote though, Dave? Wasn't his quote on the bus on the way back something like, or very similar to, "Oh, I'm glad that we're going to a replay, so I felt we lost that in extra time."
I didn't say I'm glad. I'm just said I felt if there was an extra half an hour, we might have lost that game. I didn't say I'm glad we're going to a replay.
Well, no, not glad. Yeah, but something. Yeah.
A replay just doesn't benefit us in any way. Just an extra game in the calendar, but it's an opportunity to get through the next round of the Cup. So. Can't complain. We're not going to argue about it today. We might.
Well, the benefit of the replay is we're still in the Cup. That's right. So I'm happy with that. I hope we get a poor draw and we can win that easily and be in the quarterfinals.
We're at that stage now where it is like, do you want, and obviously we have to get through, but do you want a Tottenham away, a Man United away, or do you want someone at home? But I say at home form's rubbish at the moment. So if anything, we'd be better off to get someone good away.
No, I'd like the worst team left at home. Some would argue that we might be the worst team left, but you know, I'd like to have. But you know why? Because you don't get this journey that often. You don't, and you know, you guys have not seen it in an FA Cup semi-final. So why not dream a bit longer? And you know, if we're going to get a big team, yeah, let's go away because that'll be a fun day.
We'll keep you updated as the FA Cup draw comes in. Obviously, as this comes out, you already know who we've got anyway. But it's our live reaction to it actually happening on the iPad right here, in case you're wondering, YouTube. 3-word reviews of Luton Town 2, Grimsby 2. Ian says not good enough. Lou says poor in defence. Mark says home form continues. Mike, defence needs improvement. Will says another Adebayo goal. JP says grim home results. Larrick says terrible home form. Loyal Luton Supporters Club say replay debate again.
Well, you've already clarified that we're not going to do that. But, I mean, there are some valid points there. We literally, I think we know we can be better than that. That's the first thing. Some some defensive errors.
All right, mate.
Yeah, thank you. There were some defensive errors. It's great that Adebayo's back on the scoring sheet, and it was good to see Morris come back in the team.
But yeah,
4 in a row.
The one we keep seeing is about the home results, though. The home performances and the home form is not good still. Really, is it?
No, but we said this the other week. The teams come in, they've set themselves up differently this season for us at home.
Dave, even like, obviously, with all due respect to League 2 opposition, there's twice this season we haven't won against League 2 opposition.
I think that's such an easy thing to say that teams are coming up and setting up differently because...
Yeah, it's an easy thing to say. However...
I said it.
But, you know, when we were the underdogs, when we were going to the Norwich as a non-league club, you went there with a bit of hope, but your team played with a bit of passion. You know, you can't say that Grimsby didn't give it all their all, because they did. Their fans were brilliant, by the way. It was good to see that.
But we didn't not win that because they set up differently. It was just poor defending for the goals. And I think that's just happened a lot this season at home. And I don't know why. We just can't cut out these errors.
It is poor defensively, like I say. Obviously, we'll get into the goals, but I just can't understand why it is at home we're not getting the results. And you've got to give credit to Grimsby, to be fair to him, because they play very, very well.
It makes no sense, though, does it? It makes no sense that the home form is poor and the away form is better. But, maybe when you're in the away games, the home teams there are more relaxed for it. Maybe that's what it is. We all expect to win at home. We all expect to get better results from home than away.
I don't know if I do at the moment, At the moment, every home game I'm looking at, I'm thinking, in my head, I'm thinking we should win this.
Yeah, but
then
that's what I'm saying is I agree with you. We can't take anything for granted. But as fans, normally we think you've got a better chance of winning at home than away. There's no real logic in that at all, apart from you have fans behind you. That's it. Mm-hmm. There's no real logic why we think we should win more at home than we do away. None at all. Because it's a game of football. Football can be different wherever you play it. That's how I look at it. But you expect more good performances at home because you've got your fan base behind you.
Yeah, I think obviously, like you say, performances, obviously getting a bit of form, especially when we know in the last couple of seasons our home form has been pretty solid, to be fair. I think this season is the only, well, not the only season, but like you say, it's really, what is it, 3-4 wins?
Three
Wins at home all season. And we've usually have 3 wins by the first 10 games, I'm pretty sure, like recent couple of seasons.
But put that together, how many defeats has there been as well?
Yeah, not
3?
many.
3?
I think we've had like 7 draws or something.
Yeah, 7.
Like that.
It's the draws that have thrown us off.
But like we say, flip it around the other way, results, change it around, pretend that's home results, and yeah, we're flying still.
But it makes no real sense apart from we all expect it because we're at home. That's all. I know, and we're there supporting. I think that's what it is. I really quite enjoyed the atmosphere on Saturday. I thought
it was a good atmosphere, wasn't it?
Yeah. To have the whole Oak End of away supporters was like it used to be. It was nice.
And the amount of fish that we see as well, survive outside of water, it's brilliant, isn't it?
I was going to say, it reminded me a bit of being a kid growing up and supporting Luton, obviously come in and having the away fans in the Oak Road, and where we sit like just to the left of the tunnel. When they scored, they're right up front, and you're basically in like touching distance of them. I don't know. I just feel like it creates such a better atmosphere because otherwise we're split up in our home sections of Oak Road, people singing this end, singing it. I just feel like it just worked perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, when I was growing up, it was the opposite end was the away end. So it was, and in fact, we always went up that end as well because it was cheaper. That's the only reason, and it was open. Obviously, got cold and wet. But it was nice to see a proper atmosphere there for an away team. Because sometimes when they're sitting over the other side and there's 1,500 of them on the weekend, but normally 1,000 or whatever, you can't hear them.
True.
What did you make of Grimsby? Because obviously what we were all expecting, we all said it. And to be fair, we said this last week on the podcast. It was going to be a tough game, and it was a potential one that if we were going to, it would be a Luton thing to do to turn up and not win that. But I was quite impressed with Grimsby. What did you guys make of them?
I thought they played very, very well. To be fair, I said it maybe after the game because I was a bit emotional, but I said something along the lines of I felt Grimsby were the better team.
Yeah,
maybe they weren't. I don't know, but I felt like they were very, very good, and they did their jobs better than we did our jobs.
Listen, they came to try and spoil the party, and they did that. And fair play to them for having a go. They did play well. They took their chances, which we didn't take ours. Not all of ours.
And the thing is, though, Dave, you say we didn't take our chances, but they didn't really give us many chances. They defended so well. They really did. I think they set up 5 at the back, wasn't it? Like 4 across the midfield.
I think it was clear that we were, we could have been a stronger team when we played well.
The FA Cup draw is literally about to get underway. Mark Chapman stood there.
Good.
Waiting.
We're number 6, aren't we?
Number 6.
So
before we get back into that game, forget the replay at the moment. Who would you want in the next round? Give me a team.
Who's left? That's the question. I can't remember. So I genuinely, if we're going to get a home draw, I want a really winnable one. So something that somebody who's not
like the last 2 home draws.
Well, no, but I want a winnable one. If we're going to get an away draw, I'd like to go to Tottenham.
Batar, who do you want?
I can't. Do you know what? The first team that came into my head was probably Leeds away. Because I've never done Leeds away, and I would like to do it. And I feel like they are beatable as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could get at them, not get at them as such, but you know what I mean. We could.
Can't we just have one closer? Leeds away. Don't like.
I think for me, I'm going to have to say Tottenham away.
Tottenham away.
Or
that stadium is awesome.
Second choice would be West Ham potentially.
Actually, yeah, Tottenham or West Ham, they're winnable games as well.
Well, based on current form, they are kind of winnable, aren't they? But not for us. This is like the cup. This is why I like the FA Cup at this point. I'm now starting to dream that we could actually get really far on, and I know that's gonna come and bite me in the arse at some
Would
point.
have just been nicer to have been through, so we could have watched this and genuinely been excited for it. But I don't know. You're still going in with a bit of like, we've got to go win the second
See,
leg.
I genuinely
away game.
think when you're an underdog, which Grimsby clearly are still the underdog on this tie, I genuinely think you get one shout at it, and if you don't win that, then 9 times out of 10, you get knocked out. You know, we've had a couple of good draws against big teams and gone to their place and got slaughtered, and you know, especially when we were in the lower league. So I'm hopeful that we can put it to bed and get it done.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be all right.
Yeah, and then we get a nice draw in a minute, and we're all thinking, oh my God, now it becomes a must-win tie.
The only thing is, though, it's midweek games, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a great day out.
Yeah, but midweek games.
It's a great day
FA
out.
Cup. What's going on?
I'll just cancel my day.
Well, from a replay.
What would be wrong with Spurs away midweek with 9,000 Luton just getting a train into
I mean,
London?
there's nothing wrong with it,
What's
but
wrong
I
with
prefer
that?
it to be a Saturday.
Yeah, but it's not. So
Well,
It's
obviously, I
midweek.
know. Do you know what? This guy, who is he? Get him out of my face.
Can I just say also, the BBC know how to spin this out, don't they?
look, they just want you to watch the one show. That's all they're doing. Anyway, let's wait a little bit longer for that to come on.
Listen, I don't want Stoke. How about
No.
Southampton? Are they still in?
They're still in it, yeah.
Yeah, let's get them. That'd be
nice,
interesting,
wouldn't
wouldn't it?
Well, let's talk about the goal that made it 1-0 to Grimsby the other day. You come just on the stroke of half time. It was a corner in. The header back across goal beats Potts to his man. And I know it just kind of like, I don't want to say like trickled in, but it was like a slow like bounce
Awful goal.
into the goal.
Mate, we could all see behind
Why
the goal.
didn't the goalkeeper save that? What was he
He
thinking?
hesitated, he just froze, didn't he? I think he thought that someone was going to be on the line blocking it or someone was going to
Hey,
go
everyone.
across and whatever else.
Jaws underway, everyone, by the way.
Here we go.
But yeah,
Live reaction. We've never done a live reaction properly, have we?
No. It was a poor goal, though, wasn't it?
It was a horrendous goal. And, you know, I think, here we go.
oh,
number
no.
two. There you go. Southampton out first.
Southampton. If this is number 6 next, that'll be amazing.
I don't
Go on,
know.
then.
Even that's just a bit. It's not us. Oh, it is.
Oh,
us.
it is. no way. You're joking.
Goodness me.
Wow.
You know what's going to happen.
There you go.
Grim's going to beat us.
Oh, my God.
Potentially Southampton away.
I just said that. Oh, my God.
Excellent. That is brilliant. Oh,
It-
well.
yeah.
Oh, do you know what? We have to beat Grimsby now, please. Come on.
It's kind of fitting, isn't it?
Oh, it'd be great to go there and win, wouldn't it? Let's be fair.
Well,
That's amazing, isn't it?
Oh,
Leicester versus Blackburn of Birmingham. You know, what sort of tie is that?
yeah. Okay, well, initial reactions in Southampton away.
No, I just said that. Didn't I say it? Wouldn't it be fun to
Got to
get...
get past Grimsby first, but
All I'm thinking is, how bad are your eyes when he pulled the ball out? I'm thinking, sitting going, didn't you say we're number 6?
I couldn't see that being 6.
was
Stoke
like-
v Brighton could be a good tie.
No,
So
bro.
I can't really see from it. To be
They
fair.
should have got us some FaceTime here. Go away.
I think Brighton will win that one.
Wrexham or Sheffield United.
Come on.
Give them Man City.
Yeah. Why not? And that's one of them out.
Maybe we should carry on talking about
But yes, that goal.
Grimsby and the goal we conceded the other day.
Tottenham.
Tottenham Hotspur. There we go. Yeah. So the goal we conceded the other day, though, in the game, I wondered why Horvath just seemed to sort of usher it in almost.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't
Yeah,
go for it.
To be fair, it was just poor all round, wasn't it? Defending. What did he say? It was Potts that got beaten to the ball.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And you could see it, though, obviously, because we're right behind there. You can see clearly the ball was coming back across. And it, like you say, very slight. It wasn't like it was a bullet header either.
Hey, this is,
Horvath
can
kinda
I
just
just say about the
froze.
FA Cup draw? Sorry to interrupt you. This is heading for a Man City Man United game.
That'd be the game on TV
Yeah.
as
So
well.
why didn't he save it? Was he late in seeing it or whatever else? I don't know.
Don't get it wrong. I don't think he was late. I just think he didn't judge it enough. Like, he just froze and he thought, oh, maybe it's going wide, or I don't know what he was thinking, to be fair. But
Not anymore.
as much as it was poor goalkeeping, it was also poor all round from the defence. Sorry.
And just disappointing to concede another set play, really, isn't it? It's just one that we should be dealing with. But yeah, unfortunately, it went like that. And then into the second half, we come out, we get a penalty quite early on, which was quite good, because otherwise Grimsby could have potentially sat back and started some time wasting. But yeah, we got the pen. Our first penalty of the season, by the way, everyone.
Yes, yeah.
And
Do you
Adebayo.
know what? Come on, he bought that pen so well, didn't he?
Yeah,
Do you generally think
I thought it was a pen, yeah.
Did you think it was a penalty?
I thought there was contact, he made the most of it. Yeah, 100%. He made the most of it. I mean, at the time, I said to the people around me, I said, "Look, is that a penalty? Was there any contact?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course there's contact." I even saw the replay back, and I looked at it, I thought, maybe
I thought it was
stairs. I thought
it was incredibly light. I think he did well.
He's made the most of it.
He's bought that penalty, and fair play.
It was good acting, though.
I thought it was a pen. I don't get this. He bought a penalty. He was fouled. It was a pen.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's still contact, but it's a soft one. I think that's what you're saying, David. It's very soft. And it was soft, but it's a penalty.
I feel like
we'll take it. We don't care.
We should have had a lot of soft penalties this season. But
yes, no, of course.
Hey, with our FA Cup tie, do you think the TV will be interested because it's Nathan Jones versus us? Probably.
I think they do try and space them out over the whole week, so there's every
that
chance.
Could change, couldn't it?
There's every chance. Adebayo scores the pen. 4 goals in 4 games for him now. Clearly, everything going well for him at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, but and he took it well. I'm really pleased for him because we know he can score more goals than he has so far. He was good last season. There's no reason why he can't get better now. But when we go 1-1, you're just thinking there's only one team that's going to push on, and that's going to be us, right?
And then 35 seconds later or whatever, if that. Wow.
What?
No, that's after the second goal, mate.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at that and thinking about something else.
Well, let's talk about the second goal.
Can we edit it out, please? Thank you.
It's not getting it out, but...
What about if I go like that all the way through it and start smashing the table up? Can we edit that?
Let's talk about the second goal because it was a brilliant goal. I feel like it would have looked better if the keeper wouldn't have got an hand to it, but...
Yeah.
The ball in from Doughty from the right-hand side. Clark, lovely little flick up and volley. And the keeper's got an hand to it.
Yeah,
it still goes in the net, but it was still a brilliant goal.
It was a good goal. I mean, to be fair, I was being a bit critical towards the goalkeeper as well, going, he's got a hand to it. He should have pushed it out, surely. But then I see the replay, I was like, that's a really good goal, really good finish. And yeah.
Why are you being so complimentary about the other team tonight?
Why not?
Well, you should have put, I'm glad that the goalkeeper didn't push it out.
I just think it's brilliant when a League Two club comes down to a Championship club. Doesn't matter who, if it's our team or whatever, and they get a result and they play well. I appreciate it.
I think I appreciate the tie. I thought it was a good cup tie.
I also appreciate the replay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I genuinely thought it was a good. I thought it was a good cup tie, and I thought the second goal, was a bit of class, and it showed that we have the ability to be better than Grimsby are. I mean, Grimsby didn't expect to get anywhere near us, really. Their fans didn't. They were saying, we'd be lucky to get anything out of the game, and they did. Now they've got to go and do it again at their house. But 2-1, that's it. We're finished. We're doing it. We're going to win this game, and we're probably going to get 3. That's what I felt. I didn't think they were going to score. And then what happens?
Really, really poor.
Cue yourself in now. 30 seconds later, Batara, what happened?
Well, was it 30 seconds? I don't know if it's 30 seconds, whatever, but it felt like about 10 seconds. It was just... I don't actually know what happened. I think I just looked up, and the next minute the ball's gone past Potts.
I looked up and just saw it hit the back of the net. Didn't even realise they were in that position.
I just see the ball being played through, and I thought, what's happened here? Well, looked up, and the next minute, I saw it's just gone through a gap in defence, and it's like, what the hell's happened there? The next minute, the player's through, and you're thinking, is he through there? Next minute, he's put it in the bottom corner, and you think,
I think,
how?
Did Potts get done by a small touch around him? I think there was a pass, and it was just flicked, and it went through him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I look at it. And I think, we just switched off, didn't we?
You know what?
We just switched off.
Now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was a massive error from Potts, just jumping out of the way of it.
It does look like he kind of pulls out. No, it does.
He looked like he jumps out of it, to be fair.
I'm not sure why. The ball comes up. It's almost like...
The ball comes towards him. It's flicked by a player in front of him, around him. That's what I see.
It does look like he's pulled out. I don't know. From my impression of watching that back, it's almost as if someone's given him a shout to let it go or to leave it or something, because it just looked really unnatural the way he's left the ball.
I don't think he left the ball. I think it was passed around him. Just get to the goal.
He's getting it up here.
He's getting to the goal. But whatever it is, it was still very, very disappointing that, we couldn't keep that lead for a couple of minutes, because after that, then you'd have just pushed on and you'd have had more opportunities, I'm sure of it.
Just kind of feel if you just defend that, we see it through, don't we?
Exactly that. And I'm hoping that...
hoping what?
Well, that Bataro sees this and says, I agree with you.
Right, here we go.
Here we go. So we're watching it now.
Absolutely not, Dave.
That guy flicked it on.
Yeah, he flicks it on, but he's miles away. Look. Yeah, that's the ball that goes... Oh, hang on a minute. Dave, look. Yeah? Pulls out of it. That is
Talking to the mic, please.
awful. Sorry. That is awful.
Okay. I'll take what you say. I just think, he's wrong-footed him. He's wrong-footed him with the flick. That's what I'm saying.
No, look at this. Look at this.
You don't pull out of a
Look at
tackle.
this.
You do not pull out of a tackle on purpose like that, especially in that area. He's wrong-footed by the flick over his head. He had to turn.
Fight.
He just could have stuck a leg out and got that, to be fair.
And given away.
It's a poor goal, isn't it? It's a very poor goal to concede.
Terrible.
I think it's poor because how close it was to the one we just scored. We hadn't even finished celebrating it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that was the most gutting thing about it, wasn't it, really?
That's the magic of the cup, if you want to call it that. We've been in that position many a times when we've been the underdog and we've put the goal in and, the place has gone wild. And, I don't want to sound patronising or anything, but, the Grimsby fans deserved that. That was, what they came for and, good on them. But
Yeah,
I feel
fair play.
I feel we're good enough to put it to bed next round.
I do feel in them last 10 minutes of them games, there was potentially only be one winner and it was going to be them. I did kind of think if we can just get one more big chance to Morris, maybe we can nick it. But I did feel as the game was ticking into them final 7 minutes of added time that, especially when they got that free kick wide, I was like, they're going to win this.
Yeah, I think that's the one, the free kick, direct free kick. Yeah. That's what I got a bit concerned about. I was like, it's going to go in.
In the end, it ends all square. We go to another FA Cup replay.
Yes.
On the way to the
can't wait for
quarterfinals. On the way to the quarterfinals.
Oh, I was saying Luke earlier, I actually might be going to that as well, weirdly enough.
The quarterfinals.
Well, yeah, that as well when we get there.
Well, you're going to Grimsby.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm not. It's nothing confirmed, but I was working on a plan.
So we'll see you here next Tuesday
on
then,
Saturday night. Nah. I'm hoping not. No, I'm good. Like I said, it's not confirmed, but if
You should go.
me and a friend of mine can swing it, then it's going to be a nice little trip up to Grimsby.
Well, Luton finished with 62% possession, 12 shots, 5 on target. Grimsby's 38% possession with 9 shots, 7 on target. Had quite a nice little XG, didn't we?
Oh yeah, 1.71. We've had XG lower than that when games we had more chances. Sorry, that wasn't a dig.
No,
That wasn't a dig, by the way.
no, I know it wasn't
that,
a dig. It makes perfect sense.
That's just like me saying that, I wouldn't really expect an XG of 171 because for me, we create absolutely nothing apart from that goal, obviously.
Right. Can I ask a question? Did Jacob check the BBC's facts about us, that one?
What one?
This is the first time ever that Luton have failed to win a home game in the FA Cup against a side from the 4th tier or lower. Is that real?
Well, I assume so. He says it's come from the BBC. He's probably not made it up.
Well, you don't know. The BBC only look back for a small amount of time. I'm sure they're right, but that's an amazing fact.
We wanted to focus on deadline day because that's coming up. It's tonight as you're listening to this. Obviously, we did sign the keeper before coming on to do the podcast tonight from Barnsley, Jack Wall, and another Barnsley player. We had a chat about this in the car on the way here, didn't we? Because you were saying... We both said it's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, but look.
We've sent Isaac out the other way on loan, brought in this guy on permanent, and it's like, is he coming in to be number one? Is that potentially saying that Horvath's not going to be here permanently in the summer? What does this signing mean?
More like
Are we looking too
Horvath.
deep into it? Is it just coming in as backup, decent backup? What do you reckon?
I think it's more like Horvath's on his way out and he's not joining permanently, sorry. That's what I think, because...
Well, there'll be maybe other teams interested
Tell me
in
if
him.
I'm wrong, but isn't Walton like number 2 at Barnsley? Not even number 1.
No, he's not even number 1.
So why would we sign him to be a number 1 keeper for us? That's what
maybe
surely
we
not.
Maybe we haven't. We just want the strongest
And that's what I'm
second
saying.
keeper.
I'm just questioning, obviously, after the questions were coming at us, but I'm just saying, I can't really understand. I mean, we've got Shay's coming back from injury soon. See, that's going to be a bit of a tough one, obviously, coming back from a long spell out. But
yeah,
But Horvath has got a lot better than when he first was in the sticks at the beginning of the season. He's got better. I wouldn't be disappointed to see him. I wouldn't be disappointed to see him stay at all.
Oh, Horvath, I'd love him to stay. I think if we can sign him for a couple of million or whatever, I'd definitely sign him.
and
Definitely.
I said going out the other way. I know a lot of fans I've seen on Twitter today. We always get this thing with Luton fans where it's a bunch seem to really love it and then a bunch love to moan about the people that love him, and it just creates this arguments on Twitter and stuff. But I don't know. What I said going, he hasn't had the chance in the first team.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
But then again, do you just go, we trust the people in charge of the club that they know what they're doing here?
Well, you've got to trust the people in charge of the club, because if you don't, it's their job. You're absolutely right. But he's not getting a chance to get in the team. So if he goes somewhere he's got a bigger chance of getting in the team, he should do that and get some more experience and you know, hopefully it improves how he plays. That's the whole point of loans, isn't it?
Also, another thing as well we haven't touched on is, excuse me, Matt Macy. He's got to be on his way out, surely. Because
he's on loan at Portsmouth now.
that's what I'm saying. But he's got to be on his way out, I think, permanently, like in the summer.
But
or something.
Is he playing at Portsmouth, or is he just
Got man in the match in his first game, didn't he? Yeah.
So but that's good experience for him as well, isn't it? You know, and then if you can cash in on those two and get something better, then why not? I think you're just looking for that injection of something new into the team, aren't we?
It's just a strange one. I mean, what is that currently? So what's that? Horvath, Macy, Wasted, and Walton now, and Shea. That's 5 goalkeepers. That's mad. Like, what are we doing? Are we just trying to? Create stock of goalkeepers.
But they'll know what they're doing. They'll know who they're going to get rid of. And you know, judging by Rob Edwards' interview post Grimsby match, there's things already done and waiting to be done. And we'll just have to wait and see what that is. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if Cornick was to go. I don't want him to go, but it wouldn't surprise me if he does. But you've got to remember that these guys are only professional footballers for a very short amount of time. They've got to make as much money as they can, unless you're in the top, the top divisions where you can, be a bit more selective.
Work for a couple of years and then retire.
And we all know that we work on a budget at Luton. We all know that.
I think we've got a lot to talk about still. I'm just looking at this running order today, and there's so much stuff we probably should mention. So we just mentioned Jack Walton signing, Isted going up the other way. Obviously, we've had 2 more departures this week. We've had another one join. Let's start with, I saw this was posted on Luton's Twitter today, the correct pronunciation of Cody. I think it was Cody...
Drama?
Yeah, but it's pronounced like Dramer.
Oh, Dramer.
So Cody Dramer joining on loan from Leeds. Bree obviously leaving to go to Southampton and joining Nathan Jones again. Let's start with James Bree. How or were you disappointed when it was announced he was leaving?
I'll be honest, I was gutted. Because obviously I've always raved about James Bree. He's one of my favourite players. Great player. But unfortunately, when Premier League teams come in for your players, you cannot say no. Well, I mean, you can, but you don't really get you very far, does it?
No, never. And it's never has. It's always been that worry when you're supporting your team, you get to any transfer time, whether, in back in the days before the window even existed, you knew if your player was doing well, that it's always going to attract attention from other teams. So normally during close season, I used to panic a bit about who weren't coming back. Bree was an obvious target for Nathan Jones to come in for, obvious. So, and then they've been working on that for weeks, for definite. And disappointed to see him go, but he's not irreplaceable, is he? And we've proven that.
And like you say, Cody, sorry, what was that, Greg?
I was just going to say, before we move on to Cody, how would you sum up James Bree's time at Luton? Because I think he did have a bit of a difficult start. There was times where he was playing left back as well under Graham Jones, but I don't know, he has picked up in recent seasons and he has been one of the better right backs in the league.
I thought he was, well, like I say, one of my favourite players, so I'm going to be probably a bit biased, but I thought he was brilliant. Like I say, he had a struggle to the start of his career at Luton, but I felt like in that season, in the first season of the Championship, I felt like a lot of players struggled. Maybe that was tactical. Obviously, people said about Graham Jones' tactics and whatnot, but no, look, last couple of seasons, I'd say this season, and I think the stats speak for himself as well, he's been one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Defensively and whatever else. But yeah, look, most key chances created. I think he's got 4 or 5 assists this season. I mean, there was a lot of negativity on the Southampton fans that I saw saying, oh yeah, why are we signing a player that we've never heard of, an unproven player? I get that. Well, I don't get it. I get the thing he's unproven, but look, man, this kid will give it his all. Kid, he's probably older than me, to be fair, but...
I don't think he is. I think he's still quite young, Bree. He's like 24 or something, which blows my mind considering he feels like he's been around for ages.
Yeah. Good luck to him.
We replaced him with Cody Dramer from Leeds, right back that's very highly thought of at Leeds. He was Cardiff's player of the season last year. Mm-hmm. I don't know, right? I might be wrong here, but I'm already feeling like that's kind of like, I'm not saying upgrade.
Yeah, I know you're saying. I know, yeah. We had this
but it's like, I feel that's a very good signing to come in and replace James Bree.
Quality
very
signs.
good signing.
Dave's like, I'm not
I'm not saying I've never heard it. I don't know enough about him. No. I know, was there interest from Dortmund at one point, I believe, but...
not surprised.
look, the management know what they're doing. That's all I'm going to say. We've got to trust the recruitment because we've trusted it all this time. And you're right. I think I read on some Leeds fans saying this will give him a really good opportunity to get some really good match time, a really good team. And, maybe he comes back an even better player for them.
To be fair, like say, obviously, about Cody, we call him Cody for the time being. I feel as though that is a massive, massive signing for us. Like, as in, I feel like there's teams that are maybe pushing promotion in this division or low-end Premier League team that could have maybe taken him. Yeah. I feel like he's that good. I've seen the guy play quite a few times. Very good. He's rapid as well, man. This guy's got, I think, rockets in his boots. Honestly. Wait till you see him, Dave. You're going to be like, geez, where's he gone? He's like, he's gone. And he's confident as well. He's very positive on the ball.
So with Doughty playing right back against Grimsby, and now we've got Cody Dramer coming in. Obviously tonight, as you're listening to this, we've got Cardiff, and obviously played there last season. Does he get a start tonight, do you reckon, at right back?
Has to. Or who else is going to play at right back?
Doughty, like we did on Saturday?
He's not a right wing back, is he?
I suspect they're going to put him straight in the team. If he's that good, and if he's that well respected, they'll give him a go. They'll have some backup on the bench somewhere. But, why not give him a go? Because he'll be relishing that, wouldn't he? Playing against his old teammates.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Definitely.
And by the way, that was no disrespect to Doughty, by the way. He's a fantastic player. But for me, I think he's better on the left-hand side than he's the right-hand side. Someone
else that left this week, Cameron Jerome, family reasons, having his contract mutually cancelled and then signing for Bolton.
Dave's scared.
We can't say anything bad about Cameron Jerome, really, can you?
Because he's such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy, and to be fair, he played his part in a brilliant season last year, didn't he?
Sponsored by DA Driving School. So I always do that one.
Well, to be fair, not anymore. Well, but he was really. I enjoyed his company when I met him, and he's a nice guy. He deserves a break. He's getting to the end of his career. And there might be other options for him once he's got over this season. But Bolton's a good choice. They're on a bit of a run, aren't they? They're on a bit of a run.
And he'll get game time there as well.
Well, did he not come on the other day?
Yeah,
no playing. So he'll get something out of that, and then I expect him to see him coaching at some point.
But for us though, he was I don't know. He come into us as people were going, while we signed Jerome, he's 35 or whatever, he was 36, wherever he was at the time when we signed him. Brilliant. But he has been brilliant. And we saw that goal away at Swansea, the one that Morris scores, but Jerome does so well to knock it past the defender, and he's still got them legs, he's still quick, and
he's a strong player.
Fair play to him.
He's for me, he's a proper centre forward as well.
And his work rate is phenomenal as well, isn't it? Even like you say, he's 36 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's no disrespect to someone to get when they get a few years older. I get that, like, it's only a few years on your body, but apparently people say it does take its toll. But no, that guy, he'd come on, all right, he wasn't playing full 90, he wasn't playing many minutes every week, but when he came on, you knew he could,
He put a good shift in, he scored some good goals. And
he was freeing up whole people as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the run he did, and like you say, he was what a professional throughout his whole career as well. Quality guy.
So,
like I say, nice bloke Dave as well, wasn't he? And, but yeah.
Josh Key, someone we're linked to from Exeter, he's apparently right back, can also play centre back. He's out of contract in the summer. Swansea have had a bid rejected. We have gone in apparently with a bid. I'm seeing Exeter fans say he's a good player, so it could be one that maybe comes in and fights for a spot in the first team.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we're signing him because he's a right winger, right back, right. Yeah, I think he plays up right wing back position, didn't he, for Exeter? But no, look, I don't know too much about him. But
the problem is we don't know.
He's well talked about, so yeah.
We don't know what our budget is. That's the biggest problem. We don't know how much we can spend on players, or So we dipping into the lower leagues is probably, one where it's a development for the future. If we're lucky enough to get one from anywhere else, it's going to be a loan deal, isn't it? If you're going to build for the future, you need to have some permanent basis there, some blocks to build on and foundations to go from. So I'd like to think if we get him, he develops and he becomes a key player.
I also read about, obviously, Josh Key. He had Exeter turned down a bid from Swansea, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think there's 2 or 3 championship clubs that are after him. So he's got to be pretty
half
decent, isn't he? But yeah, I mean, look, is he 23 as well? Something like that.
Yeah.
He's still young, so.
But firstly, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're good enough, you get in the first team. That was
And what I was about to say was about his contract running out and whatever else.
Yeah,
I
because
feel
they have to cash in on it.
He's at the end of the season. He might be out of a contract.
Yeah, I did say that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but in the same,
Did you?
but in
Mate, I'm not really with it today.
No, I can tell.
Sorry.
But in the same way that we had to cash in on Bree because we'd have kept him for another 3-4 months, he would be going for nothing, and we get nothing out of that. So Exeter will be keen if they can't secure his contract to get something for him, and they're going to hold out for the biggest price, aren't they? And the biggest sell-ons, because that's what they do, isn't it?
We are massively running out of time, but there's still a few more bits to talk about. Cornick's been linked with a move to Bristol City. Cornick out of contract in the summer as well, apparently. So do we take some money for him now and
Or do we offer him
use that money?
New deal.
Or do you offer him a new deal?
I'd offer him a new deal. Give him some more money as well.
Yeah, but can we match a potential contract that Bristol City would be offering?
Possibly not, but I think the thing we got worried about is Cornick's head might be turned because he possibly going to be going to play for the best manager in the league. So that's the issue we've got.
Also,
when you've got the best manager, it's a bit tough to compete with that.
Anybody comes in and offers you double your salary, I don't care, or half again of your salary, it don't matter what industry you're in, you're going to look at it.
I think you've also got to remember Harry Cornick's been at Luton since 2016, 2017. That maybe for him personally, he's at a stage of his career where he's not starting every single week. That if he gets an opportunity and maybe he's promised first team football and he gets more money, that Luton can just look at it and go, you know what? Thank you, Harry Cornick, for everything. We'll take that money now. You go get your bigger deal. You go get potentially first team football every single week. And start a new part of his journey. So maybe it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I guess we'll know if he's not in the starting 11 that potentially tomorrow could go to the deadline that something could happen.
And it wouldn't be held against him either if he left. Obviously, we'll still wish him all the best. And whatever else. But no, look, Cornick is one of those players. I think everyone loves him at the club.
Yeah, 100%.
There's always been doubts whether he was good enough this division and whatever else. And look, he's proved people wrong, which I'm really, really happy about. Obviously, I was always defending Harry Cornick a few years back. A lot of people were saying he weren't good enough. But no, look, whatever happens, good luck to him. And yeah.
Do you look at potentially Cornick moving on as, I don't know if we discussed this on the way home from the game the other day, but I don't know, it was just kind of like almost one of the final players, isn't it, from the League One, League Two days. Obviously, we've still got Shea and Pelly and Potts. But I don't know, it's kind of like, it's all slowly just, we've moved on now. And obviously we have to move on. You have to get better and you have to improve. But I don't know, part of me is a little bit sad that this is happening nowadays. But
we still got Luke Berry, by the way.
Still got Luke Berry as well, yeah.
No, it is sad, isn't it?
Teams always evolve. And, you don't get players like Pelly staying forever with your team. That's unusual. And I think back to when, in the 80s, I couldn't believe that Ricky Hill stayed as long as he did and he wasn't bought by someone else. And you don't get that genuinely this day and age with football. So when you get someone like Pelly staying for as long as he has, you've got to go, wow, he's done well. And Cornick, if he goes, it will be sad, but you just move on because everyone's replaceable apart from the fans.
Yes.
We did put a couple of questions to you. Now we've had the FA Cup draw and it's going to be Southampton v Luton or Grimsby.
I'm not interested about it, mate.
How strong would you go against Grimsby now in the replay? Do we go full strength?
Full on.
You have to go full strength.
Do you know what else? I think Edwards would want to do it as well. He'd want to go and pitch his wits against Nathan. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's get out there.
Can you just give Luke Berry a game as well? I'd love to see Luke Berry play again.
But I think...
gutted. We're not seeing Luke Berry. Just put him on the pitch and score a goal. He loves a goal against Grimsby as well.
Yeah, I think we can go up there and put on a really good show and get that draw. And then now everyone can get a little bit more excited about it. A midweek trip to Southampton. I remember the last time I did that in the FA Cup, it wasn't so good fun. But I've been there
Ricky Lambert scored 1-0.
The last time I went at the Dell. Yeah, I've been to the the new ground, but the game at the Dell where we got absolutely stuffed. And
we went to Southampton, didn't we, in 2005 when Theo Walcott lobbed.
Oh God, yeah.
Can't remember who was in goal. Was it been Beresford that day?
I don't know.
Dino Saramet, something like that. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was a long time.
That's a throwback, isn't it?
But you know what? And again, this is going to sound a bit arrogant, but I don't mean it to. When you look at all those Premier League teams, Southampton not on really good form. That's quite a good one to get and go to, and probably get a result if you
I
play.
don't know. Have you seen their cup form?
If you
winning all their cup games.
Frightening.
if you play well, there's a chance. That's what I'd look like. So I'd like to go to Grimsby full on, big team, get the result and get a couple of goals quickly and then relax and then see what happens. Because, you know, we're all going to go to Southampton, aren't we?
Well,
I know, Batara, you were saying...
There's no replays that night either, so it'll be penalties.
Batara, I know you were saying you're kind of annoyed that the next FA Cup round would be midweek. But
I'm not annoyed. I just prefer it to be on the weekend, to be fair.
You look at...
I know you're saying about the fixtures, aren't you?
The fixtures they have around it.
I understand why.
Leeds away, Leicester at home, and you kind of thinking if they are... You say that's a month away and they've got, what, 3 or 4 Premier League fixtures between now and then. I don't know if they're going to need to win Premier League games to stay up, they might just
put a different team out,
throw that FA Cup tie.
I don't think they'll throw it away, but they'll put a reduced squad in it if it means that to them.
I know what you're saying, right? But I never really understand this thing about will they just make wholesale changes and just forget the cup. But I don't really understand the whole thing of like if you can't play on a Tuesday and a Saturday, why are you a pro footballer? What's that all about?
I just feel like that's such a poor response to people saying it's not that they can't play.
What do you mean it's a poor response? So
I don't know. I never get that statement. Oh well, why can't they? They can play on a Tuesday and a Saturday.
Yeah, but why would they make wholesale changes then? Like,
to make sure
for recovery.
Yeah, recovery rate and making sure that their top players are ready for the more important games in their eyes.
But wouldn't you just train like less heavier a couple of days before or whatever? I'm not saying I don't know what.
So you would if you played midweek, you would train less heavily.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You could have like a full week of proper training. Mm-hmm. So like James Ward-Prowse could have a full Monday to Friday to play the Leicester game of the weekend, or you go into a match day -1 the day before Luton. You then go to a day after a match day, and then that's light recovery. Then that'll be
Okay, yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but I'm also thinking, right, in the Premier League, they don't really play many midweek games anyway. So why realistically would Southampton be going, midweek game, we're going to play to make 7, 8 changes? I don't know.
Because it's more important for Southampton's board and their fans that they stay up. And it's more important monetary-wise that they stay up.
But the
difference between winning the
injuries, though, is it injuries?
Well, it's potential.
Because I can understand the injury side of it and whatever else, but I just don't understand the whole thing of...
It's more important to Southampton to keep those millions and billions of pounds that they get for being in the Premier League than it is to make one more round in the FA Cup.
Don't you want more confidence by playing against Luton and potentially beating them when they probably should be beating us?
I guess the way you could look at it is say you could have James Ward-Prowse at a 100% for the Premier League game if he's rested against Luton, or you could have him at an 80% or an 85%.
Tuesday till Saturday, though. That's a big gap.
What would you expect Southampton to do if we don't beat Grimsby? What's the difference?
Sorry, say that again.
I don't really care if they play Grimsby.
If we don't
beat Grimsby,
but if we don't beat Grimsby and Grimsby go to Southampton to play in the FA Cup, would you think, Southampton going to put out a full strength team?
I wouldn't say they make too many changes. I'd say they probably make a few changes. Yeah, I mean, everyone does, but you wouldn't make just go, do you know what? Let's forget about the cup. You want to get through, surely.
The fans want to get through.
Yeah, but why would
the players want to get through?
I don't understand the whole thing of but I don't think. I think they just think.
I think the management.
Why would you do that?
The management team have a decision to make, don't they?
I mean, I can understand if it was a Checker Trade Trophy back in League One because no one really wanted to be there. I mean, look at Portsmouth; they get so gassed every season. Oh, look at us! Apart from this year, look at us! We're going to the final. We're going to Wembley. Well, good for you. You're in a Checker Trade crap, mate. You can crack on with that. No one cares.
The management team will know what their priorities are, and their priority is they have to stay in that Premier League. So I think he'll select a team that he feels is good enough to beat Luton, and I don't think, or Grimsby, let's put it that way, Luton or Grimsby. But
they can play James Bray if they want every cross, straight out for a goal kick.
Well, leave him alone.
Sorry, no, that's poor. Sorry.
It's too fresh.
Cup tied.
We are massively... Oh yeah, he would be cup tied, wouldn't he? Because he played for us in the FA Cup, so he'd be cup tied, I think. That's how it works.
Yeah, he would be cup tied.
All right, that's all we've got time for. Massively overrun today, but we had so much to talk about because it's exciting, isn't it? It's deadline day, it's FA Cup, it's league.
It's really exciting, man.
Everything's going on.
No one.
Right, thank you so much for listening today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.